Bruce Lee only needed a very short distance, just a palm's distance. I saw it many times. Just one punch. This is 1-inch punch. 1-inch punch was invented by Bruce Lee. It was part of his Jeet Kune Do. I witnessed his 1-inch punch myself, not from hearsay. It's real for sure. Welcome to Bruce Lee Real Fight channel. The man in this video is Ivan Hor Sau Sun. In the early 1970s, he was one of the top TV hosts in Hong Kong, and Bruce Lee was one of the top celebrities in Hong Kong, so they often met up at TV studio. On the first week of July 1973, Ivan conducted a live TV interview with Bruce Lee, which was 2 weeks before Bruce Lee's death. The main purpose of the interview was to let Bruce Lee explain the conflicts between him and Law Wei, the producer of The Big Boss. According to what Ivan said, he witnessed Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch many times, whether it is on screen or behind the scene. Ivan was shocked about Bruce Lee's strength. He said that he had challenged Bruce Lee before. He threw a few punches on Bruce Lee's abs. However, he hurt his own hands by doing so. On the other hand, Bruce also showed Ivan his lightning-fast kicks. Here's an interview with Ivan. Let's listen to what he said about Bruce Lee. About Bruce Lee's Kung Fu, I really challenged him before. I always stay close to him. Let's be frank, his Kung Fu is 100% real. It's useless to doubt him. What he demonstrated on television, for example, hitting a piece of thick wood. Ordinary people can only break it with all his strength. Some have to run and use their full force in order to break it. But Bruce Lee showed us something new. He held the top of the wood. Nothing is holding the bottom. The piece of wood is not holding tight. Bruce Lee only needed a very short distance, just a palm's distance. I saw it many times. Just one punch. This is 1-inch punch. 1-inch punch was invented by Bruce Lee. It was part of his Jeet Kune Do. I witnessed his 1-inch punch myself, not from hearsay. It's real for sure. Whenever Bruce saw me, he always said, "Ivan, come and try to punch me." Bruce Lee's body is very strong, especially his abs. I can see 6 or 8 packs abs. Whenever he saw me, he will ask, "Is it great? Come and give me a punch." I refused because it will hurt my hands. He said he didn't mind that. And Bruce Lee insisted me to hit him as hard as I can. He always wanted to keep fit. He always wanted to stay at the best he could. I have never watched him practice, but from his performance, I can tell he always practiced. He demanded very much for himself. Once he joked with us. I worked at the TV station at the time. I dressed well with a necktie. We chatted before filming started. Bruce Lee said, "Ivan, come here." I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "Just stand right here, don't move." There was a short distance between us. I had my suit and tie on. Bruce Lee said, "Don't move and watch." Suddenly, he kicked. His toes were pointing at my necktie. He could kick within a short distance, and he kicked sharply. From these simple samples, I had a very close contact with him, and I witnessed it. Bruce Lee's Kung Fu is not fake. Some people were saying Bruce Lee's martial arts are fake, especially his 1-inch punch. But all of them have never met Bruce Lee in person before. They were just typical keyboard warriors. But Ivan Ho, a man who always stayed close to Bruce Lee, a man who had tried Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch before and also had witnessed some of his martial arts skills, he said Bruce Lee's Kung Fu is 100% real. It is not fake and it is unreasonable to doubt him. From Ivan's interview, we can tell that how good Bruce Lee was. He could use his 1-inch punch to break a piece of thick wood held at one edge while leaving the other edges free. Every martial artist or fighter knows how hard it is to break a thick wood in this manner. You will need superhuman strength to do it. We also know that Bruce Lee is capable of controlling his kicks. Bruce Lee could kick sharply within a very short distance and stop his kick at Ivan's necktie. So, after listening to what Ivan said, do you still think Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch is fake? Do you still think his Kung Fu is fake? What would you think then? Do you think Bruce Lee is the real deal? Please leave your comment and let us know. We would like to hear from you. Last but not least, please like, share, subscribe and ring the notification bell if you love our videos. Thank you for watching.